Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's game between RRQ and Boom ID. Now, if you are just tuning in, my name is Jessica, and I'm joined by the beautiful Chuck Master. Chuck, give yourself a wave.
Wave.
He's waving, and he is so excited. You can hear it in his voice, everyone. But nonetheless, we thought we would go through the rosters of both teams for you here tonight. On RRQ side, we have Machine Gun Dispenser, Dubstep Lurko, and Merskill, excuse my pronunciation. And then we have Boom, so we have Groovy, Mind Freak, Six Fingers Forsaken, and Kalushka. And I believe I've got that one correct there. But nonetheless, both teams lining up to have a great game tonight. What are we thinking, Chuck?
I'm not too sure what's going to come out of this one. We haven't really followed either of these teams through the list. This is the first time we're going to be seeing them play, but should be an interesting match nevertheless. And excited to see what happens.
Absolutely. There is no statistics at the moment, guys, as to who would be the favored. If you are sitting in chat right now, we would love to hear whether or not you think it'll be RRQ or Boom ID taking it out on this game. Either way, I mean, jumping over to their team statistics, it does look like RRQ favor Cache quite heavily. So I think they'll be looking to try and get that map there. And I'm not sure what map they'll get out of it after they finish their game, and I believe they have. So whether or not they're lobbying up and picking that'll be very interesting to see. And I think it might be Dust, will it? Possibly.
Yeah, I'm not too sure at this point. It's exciting to see anything. We haven't seen any Cache tonight, so it'd be good to go to that map. We have watched every map, different map each time, so it would be good to go to a new one and see some more variety. But Dust 2 is a very common map. People like to play it. Been around for a while, and everyone, it's one of the most favored maps.
Yeah, absolutely. I love a bit of Dust, and I said that last round when we had two very aggressive teams, Rekka versus TNC. We seen TNC. We had followed them throughout the night. They were showing quite a good showing, but it did look like Rekka were far too advanced for them, far too dominating to take over, and they were able to take that win there. So that was a really good win. GG to Rekka there to take that one. But nonetheless, I mean, having no stats currently with me, anyone who is watching right now, we don't quite have our stats up at the moment. We're having these guys loaded in. And if you are just tuning in, this is tonight's ESL Pro League Season 8 SEA Open Qualifier, where we'll have Rekka, Boom ID take on RRQ. Just having Rekka taking on TNC and beating them quite convincingly there.
Yeah, this will be the semi-final. So whoever wins this will be going up against Rekka in the finals to see who wins qualifiers.
Yeah, absolutely. A beautiful semi-final game that we did just have. I'd like to see it again. I'd like to see both teams really put in a fight here. We saw Rekka play extremely aggressive early on. They started buying up really early, getting those buys out. It did work for them initially. TNC coming back. So I'd like to see either RRQ or Boom ID pull out something like that, pull out something a little bit funky that gives them that edge, that advantage early on, so they can start utilizing as much of those buys as possible and getting out really good weapons. I'd like to see some crazy AWP kills as well. So I'm hoping both of these teams are in a position to deliver that for us tonight.
Yeah, Rekka really showed that they deserve to be in the finals. And hopefully we can see out of one of these two teams also that they really deserve to be here. Maybe we could see, like we did see between Rekka and TNC, one team outstanding difference and really a confident win. You still like to see close games sometimes, but when you're going for these matches, you want to see a confident team that should be in the finals.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to see a sort of one of those teams that gets bowled over by another team and you're sort of hoping that they do get one or two of those rounds. We did kind of see it in the second half between TNC and Rekka there. So it was a bit of a shame. We wanted to have seen a closer match there. It does make it more exciting, but it also makes it all the more bittersweet for those who are able to take that and move on to the grand final. And that's what both of these teams will be looking to do tonight. And I can't stress it enough. Whichever map it is, it will put a decider on who moves in on the grand final. But I think all teams should be pretty confident taking on a lot of this map pool.
Yes. So as we continue on, game should be kicking off soon enough. We're just waiting for the teams to fall in and the map to be decided. Still waiting on all this to come in, and still don't have any quite stats on the teams. Might be able to find out a little bit. We're gonna go have a look at what I see RRQ have done recently. Try and bring that up.
Absolutely. Recent results for RRQ. I mean, there's only one game listed there for RRQ, and that's against Beyond, where they weren't able to take that one out. Beyond taking that over there, that was the best of three. Unfortunately, they weren't able to win that. They did win, I believe, one of their matches or one of those maps on that map. So it did look like they seemed a little bit confident. Moving down onto their play stats for that last game in which it lists that they'd undertaken. And it does look like their machine gun is one of their top players for their team. So I'll be looking out for him as we go through, because obviously all their teams usually have a main AWPer or two main AWPers or a top fragger that tends to pop off for their team. So I'll be watching out for machine gun on the side of RRQ. And if you are tuning in and watching, make sure that you do closely watch these players. There will be certain players who undertake certain actions, certain guns, certain roles, and ultimately it does look like it will be Dust 2 that we will be having both of these teams on. I'm so excited. I love a good game of Dust.
You jumped the gun a bit too quickly there. It
Oh,
is going to Mirage.
they've
Mirage,
changed it on me.
they did play Beyond at Mirage, and that was they got obliterated on that map. They got 16-1. So Mirage doesn't look like their most confident map. Did they? Yeah, they didn't play the best on it. So maybe we might see that see them play. They were very well on, played decently on Cash, but they didn't quite get that pick. So we are going over to Mirage. It's going to be an interesting match, nevertheless.
Yeah, hopefully, like I said, Machine Gun looking to be probably the one top fragger for RRQ. I'm not sure on the side of Boom. I would like to think that it might be the Mind Freak or Six Fingers. Love their names, by the way, boys. Excellent names. Love a good gamer name here and there. But Boom, I mean, there's nothing on them quite yet, guys. So until we get that info, we will make sure we feed that to you straight away. But they are attempting to lobby. We are finding out that it is decidingly going to be Mirage instead of Dust 2. My heart drops a little bit, but if I had to pick a second map after Dust, it would definitely be Mirage.
Yeah, so got the info on Boom right now. They haven't really played the best recently, but they have made it here. So they're a good team, nevertheless. But they haven't really performed. They performed on Cash and Train, but we're going over to Mirage, that team that a side that we haven't really seen them play well on. Neither teams have been seen playing well on this map, so it's going to be an interesting game. Not the most like the map they both, not the map both these teams would like to be on, but it should be exciting to see how these guys play.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I bring up the stats for Boom, guys, we do have access to that now. And just looking at their most recent games, I mean, Boom also took on Beyond, who beat RRQ. Now, they decidedly and very confidently beat Beyond, who had beaten RRQ. So I think if I had to pick a team based off those kind of matchups and those kind of winning streaks, I would pick Boom out of all of them. And looking at that game where they were able to take over Beyond and RRQ wasn't, it does look like we have Six Figures, and I did call it, beautiful name, being one of the better fraggers there for Boom. So I'm excited to see some really strong and confirmation of frags throughout this match. And I mean, yes, it can be map dependent, it can be the knowledge of it, it can be those pre-fires and those luck. But if we were to look onto other games, I'm sure Six Figures would be one of their most confident fraggers there. So I'm excited to see him. And I'm also excited to see Machine Gun on RQ.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for everyone to get right into this game. But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna look out for Six Fingers and Machined Gun as the main fraggers for the team and see what they do, what players they can pull out. But you're still not gonna win off those two single players, so you need
Mm.
full teamwork and everything around that area. So we have seen, I believe, one match of Mirage earlier. That was a pretty close match, I'm pretty sure actually.
Yeah, I believe so. That was quite a good match, and I really like Mirage. It can be quite a dynamic map, whether or not you're pushing A or B side, and the rotate can occur quite cleanly as well, which I like. You know, you can make that rotate quite clean from both A to B if you necessarily need to. So I'd like to see teams utilize that, sort of make a ruckus over on A, and then rotate back through spawn and hit up the B side or something to that effect. So if we see teams play some mind games and some great frag games, they'll come out on top, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's decent for rotating, but really need that mid control. Once you have the mid control, I reckon you can go anywhere on this map. Once you
Mm.
get it, you can either go left or right, and you're onto the other sides. It's just whether or not you can get those entry frags. And yeah, it's when the fraggers and the entry fraggers really need to do their job once they've got that mid or controlish.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not entirely sure. We do have a few stats up here. Like I said before, we had Machine Gun, we had Six Fingers from Boom. And for all of you wondering, the team's origin, Boom is from Indonesia and RRQ is from the Philippines. Both teams looking to rep their country and do a wild chance tonight to get them into the grand final. So if you're just tuning in, this is the semi-final between RRQ and Boom ID. We have the players slowly loading into the lobby. The map will be Mirage, and we are having both teams looking like they could put forward their best foot, but as current the stats show that it possibly might be Boom who should take this out.
Yeah, so we're reckon, yeah, chuck it. Muddy's good on boom. And yeah, just continually still waiting on these last final players to get in. And then we will be kicking it off with a knife round deciding which side the winner of the knife round wants to go to first. Probably going to see the whoever wins that go for that CT start. It is
Mm.
the more preferred site to play first up and try and get those early on rounds that can really boost your confidence going into the harder side.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I was just looking over the stats there, and whilst on the side of Boom there, Six Fingers seems to be the dominating player. If I look at Forsaken's and anyone who wants to check out his stats, he has a whopping 61.3% headshot ratio there. So for his team, he seems to be the one that connects a lot of his shots to the head there. So that's great to see. And he's only running a 0.65 kills per round ratio, but it doesn't matter because when you're able to connect and you don't need that many bullets to be able to do it, that's a great showing and a great accuracy there. So I'd like to see some more accuracy throughout these games. We are in the semis. This is where the higher level of gameplay should be coming out. So some more accuracy, less sprays, and that would be an excellent showing from both teams.
Yeah, more players are starting to flow in. We will be kicking off momentarily, but yeah, gonna see. It's still gonna be an interesting game. I still both reckon that Boom are gonna take this one out and maybe go to the finals facing Wrecker. But um yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Absolutely, and it does look like both teams are slowly making way into lobby, guys. We apologize for the delay in this one. We have both of these teams making their way in, and we had Boom ID. They just came out of their last game, and RQ's had a little bit of a time to rest up, rethink, talk strategies, talk counter strategies if they've been able to do so, if they are even aware of the strategies of Boom. But Boom, whether or not that momentum will stick with them or whether or not they not having that rest that RRQs have will be a detriment to them. I'm not entirely sure, but Both teams need to come in strong, come in very fast and very confident. And if they don't do that, I think that will show very quickly, and we'll have some rounds going one-sided if both teams don't put up that fight.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be VODs on both teams on how they play this map, and it's if you're going to be at this level, there's definitely going to be someone watching those VODs, going over what they do and how to play. You're going to see a lot of similarities happening. So once you pick up on those similarities, you could really, that's when you can pick the team and really decide what's happening.
Absolutely. And I would like to see, I mean, in the last game that we witnessed, if you were tuning in, we had Rekka versus TNC. TNC was the team that we were following throughout quite a few of these casts tonight, guys. So if you were tuning in, we thoroughly appreciate it. But we had a sort of, we had quite a lot of predictable plays. And ultimately, these predictable plays should be read into by a team. They should be sitting there going, hang on, they're doing this every time. They're doing this every time. And Rekka was doing that. They were counter adapting to the pushes that were coming in from TNC. And that saw TNC falling a lot of the rounds. And one round that they attempted to adapt, Rekka read into it very quickly and very quickly rotated back over to the other bomb site. So either way, if you have a team that's adaptable and able to push through and back and rotate as necessary, then you'll find that they will take a lot more rounds often than not.
Yeah, you just need to really work out those different styles of plays, the unique kind of stuff that the players are doing. Work them out and then counter strike against those, and that's when you really just start to thrive and all that kind of jazz. So they've watched the VODs back multiple times. You'll be able to pick up on those and see how certain players rotate the pin and player on that the enemy player, and you can sort of figure out how to counter strike pretty quick.
Absolutely. We have no other stats for the audience at the moment. Chuck, do we? Anything else we can sort of bring about and analyze? I mean, if you are sitting in the chat at the moment, the link has been put in the chat for you. And if you want to give a vote as to who you think will be able to win this match, whether it's RRQ or Boom, I'm seeing quite a lot of people say that Boom are going to be able to take it out. But a few other people are noting that it might be a RRQ because they do have Machine Gun. So Machine Gun looking like a favored player there, and whether or not he's able to pop off, that might bring them back into contention. But you're right, you can't rely on one player. It's a team game. We want to see some really good team strategies.
Yep, and we are kicking it off with the knife round, starting off to see which side is going to play where and see what who's going to choose. So whoever wins this, I reckon they're just going to go straight to that CT, straight up. But the knife round is going off, and it looks like RRQ have the advantage at the moment, 4-3 out, and RRQ are starting to slowly take him out. Only mine, Freaky, left as he has slowly taken some out, but also finally losing his life. And now here is the decider on where they're choosing.
Be interesting to see where they choose if they don't choose the expected spot. And it does look like they will go
CT.
CT. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Is the more preferred site. So yeah, the winner out of that, yeah, there was no other real expectation that they were going to go T first. You always want to go to feel like most people like going to their better side first, trying to build that confidence, get those rounds ahead, and then really just holding back and just trying to get those extra couple rounds once you're on the least preferred side.
Yeah, absolutely. Flash coming out from Six Fingers here. They looking like they want to take A side in a strong fashion. There is a whopping amount of Boom players on A. They've been able to take one, and that was with a frag nonetheless. And now, oh my gosh, RRQ are going to have to try and do a retake. And that's within the first 30 seconds. He's going to take out two with Lurks. It's going to be traded straight back by Forsaken. Whether or not they're able to get even more kills, that would be very interesting. But they need to make sure, and a beautiful shot there. And this seems all over Red Rover for RRQ.
Yeah, only Mofkin left, and he couldn't quite do much at that end in a 1v2 situation. So, Boom, taking out that pistol round, getting that first round on the board, and that is going to put them in the lead at the head, and they're going to decide to do a little bit of a buy-up. 1 AK and probably the rest submachine guns, or no, 2 AKs, the rest submachine guns. Try and build that economy. And it looks like they're going back to A, throwing some smokes towards middle, trying to bait out some different locations. And Bomb's the one sitting back, throwing all these smokes and flashes over the top. You can put those smokes down, especially when you're facing a team that only have pistols. It really makes it hard for those pistol players to get those kills once the smokes are all down and out.
Absolutely, they are trying to push A again. This is what I was talking about. If you're predictable, if you try and do the same thing yet again, they're going to read straight into it. Forsaken's going to take machine gun, traded straight back by Vovkin. Then Six Fingers going to take out Lurks. This is a back and forth at this point, and Boom need to be very careful when they're moving on to side here. But the plant goes down nonetheless, and now the retake's going to have to happen yet again by RRQ. It didn't work last time. Can it work this time?
Yeah, so they've already got the bomb down, only losing 1 against 3 RRQ members, 2 with Deagles, 1 with a CZ against a team with 2 submachine guns and 2 AKs. It's going to be hard for them to retake this. It would be interesting if they could do it, but Mind Freaky's already getting 1 kill, but Vovkin has refragged 1, and there we go. Six Fingers getting 2 kills with that MP5 and start to stack up that money, farming it up with those submachine guns.
Yeah, absolutely. Good kill distribution there from Boom. We got 3 kills on Forsaken and another 3 on Six Fingers there. So that call about Six Fingers being one of the vital players for Boom. Not a surprise there. But either way, both teams are trying to put in the frags that are necessary. But I argue that this B rush should also be predictable because they should know that they weren't going to push A for a 3rd time now. They've all pushed mid to try and give a hold, but this won't work because apartments are filled with Boom ID players and they are going to have no contention here. And this is just going to be a thorn in RRQ side yet again.
Yeah, so already got the site control of B here with the bomb going down. And there we go. Dispenser getting a kill, but will be taken out. And Forsaken going in there and doing the work, getting 2 kills. Taking out machine gun. There we go. Mind Freaky getting rid of Vovkin. And only 1 left. Lurks with a USPS against a full team. I mean, 4 teammates. Sorry. And this should be another round for Boom to take out. But we're going to be able to see RRQ go for a buy-up next time. They do have the money. Might be able to go for an AWP. It would be hard to see an AWP being bought. You won't be able. It would be a glass cannon. You won't have the armor to use it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, it does look like they're just going to run the 5 assault. And we're seeing pretty similar line on Boom, but they're getting the sub on Six Fingers there, and the Galil on Klushka. And this mid take finally coming out. We spoke about it before. This mid take so necessary, and they're attempting to force their way in. And it does look like RRQ have decided to split their hold, and that might work in their favor.
Yeah, they've got that mid control already, and there's no real contention from either side. They've smoked everything off. They do have those rifles to do some damage with now, and Boom have plenty of money in their pockets. Grove was tagged up from catwalk short area, and yeah, not hit up enough to really affect him, but smokes are starting to dissipate, and Forsaken gets a kill onto Vovkin. There's the entry frag that you want to get, but Hit Lurks refrags him straight out, and then Groven will get the refrag on to Dispenser. Lurks is still around, and he is going into ladder room, but Grove is sitting around that jungle area trying to find out if it gets a kill. Machine Gun Kelly will be taken out, but Lurk's going to take out Six Fingers 2v3 situation as they both come from the second out.
Oh gosh, Lurk coming in, taking that retake frag there. Perfect, but he's going to get completely refragged there by Mind Freaky. And it's just up to Dubstep at the moment. He needs to find his pick. He does. He needs to find the second. Otherwise, he's going to be able to get the fuse. And it doesn't matter because Mind Freaky's just going to sidestep and take him out with a beautiful AK headshot. Beautiful round there, actually.
Yeah, so Boom ID already winning the first gun round, and still it wasn't the most convincing win. There was a 1v1 situation at the end. It was just who was the better player out of that. But they did win the gun round. Nevertheless, not in the best situation with money. but still better than RRQ, where they're on a pistol round, facing AKs and all that stuff. So, Boom should be feeling pretty confident right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure whether they're going to take a B side there. There are a couple of RRQ members there sitting there, and I think before they come out, they're very likely going to go to B. But these shots by Vovkin not connected, and he's going to pay as a result. Mistaken here. He's decided he's just going to go all the way in. Brute force his way into B with no information whatsoever, and he pays. Lucia here trying to hold it, push in. He does get the shots off, but it's completely refag. This is a back and forth. 2, make that a 2v1.
Yeah, 2v1 situation. Machine Gun Kelly, the fragger. I mean, just Machine Gun, sorry. Is just the fragger left right now. 1v2 situation. They are both sitting around market, where Machine Gun is going to be coming around. And looks like he has hit a bit of a lag situation. So that is a bad state to be in right now.
Absolutely, a little bit unfortunate there for Machine Gun. Does look like he might be stuttering, having a little bit of the lags there. We've all been through it, so if you've been through it, you know, F in the chat for that one. But nonetheless, I don't think he'll peek out on this one. Mind Freaky might go in and check, but he's not going to. And he's going to be able to keep his life as a result. But, oh, just as I say that, why did you do it? Machine Gun, no.
Yeah, he was sitting in a high ping and just peeked an angle he didn't need to peek. And was taken out. That is another round by Boom. And look at that, RRQ is going to be picking up 2 AWPs. Facing Boom don't have any AWPs in their list right now. They're just going to go full rifles. So let's see what happens.
Really surprising, Chuck, that Boom don't seem to want to run AWPs. I mean, they've always had the cash flow to do it. I mean, the eco's there to do it, but they just don't seem to want to run it. So interesting to see that that's not something that they prefer to run. Machine Gun going to run an AWP, so is Dubstep. Really good to see, and look at this aggressive AWP play by Dubstep here. He's in a great position. He can see through that smoke, and I don't think they know that. And if they step out there, but no one's even there, they've all decided to fake mid, run A, and that might work really well for them.
Yeah, you can play this map on CT with 2 AWPs. There's so many long angles that the AWPs really pop off with. But there we go, Machine Gun getting the kill onto Forsaken. That's the entry frag. But defense kills, 3 frags of kills out, and this is just a pick for pick with RRQ having the man advantage, but no, that is changed up, and now they go into a 1-man disadvantage. Only Lurks sitting in Sniper's Nest left against Mind Freaky and Grove.
He is going to all the way out. I don't think they are aware. Groovy here is trying to get the one. He can't connect it. It doesn't matter because his teammate who just planted the bomb, Mind Freaky, will take him out with a beautiful headshot here. And I did say this before the match had started. It did seem like Boom were a favored team, and it's such a shame because RRQ are now 6 rounds down.
Yeah, they're not in a good place right now. Going into maybe a 4th round, probably an eco, since a deal has been bought. That could be another lost round, and that's another round. Boom are going to get 7. And this is on the least preferred side. You've only, once they get to CT, if they play CT better than T, they're just going to completely destroy and sweep RRQ.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the position you want to be in. RRQ, they picked CT side because they wanted a strong side to start off on, but it hasn't even helped them one bit. It's just shown that Boom here have been far more effective at their gameplay. Really aggressive gameplay too. Playing those mind games that we talked about before, you know, trying to bait out things, trying to fake things, and it really worked for them. So their aggressiveness as well is something to be reckoned with.
Yeah, it looks like they are setting up for a push for safety, getting a beautiful pop flash and kill onto Vovkin there, getting that man advantage already. They're only in a pistol round, so yeah, with those pistol kills, they're just going for picks, but you're not going to get those picks and you're expected to be there. That's a beautiful kill to get.
Absolutely, that's Vovkin off the board there. Such a shame for RQ. Things have slowed down, and as I say that, Groovy's just going to get a beautiful headshot on the lurks there. Dubstep dodging through those mollies. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do too much in his position. They do have the pinch here. If the smoke doesn't dissipate, he might be able to be in a safer position here, but Dispenser has no idea and he leaves his teammate in the lurk. And the apartment's push does look like it's fading back as they decide to rotate over to A and make it an A push. It doesn't matter because machine guns there, quickly traded, and they might be able to take this and get the plant down.
Yeah, it's only a 4v2 situation. They only have pistols. So, Forsaken has spotted one out, not quite getting the shot, taking the shot, but just nearly missing. One sitting at CT stairs, getting shot at a little bit hagged from less than half his health. Bomb will go down. 4v2 situation. Forsaken gets the kill onto Dubstep. Only Dispenser left on side, and he will be spotted out by Forsaken, taking his life. This is 7-0 to Boom ID.
Oh, I don't like to say it, Chuck, but I definitely think Boom are just going to have either a near clean sweep or a very close to it by the end of this half.
Yeah, they're just playing very well right now. Not even running an AWP. You usually see an AWP running by now. Their money's in a great place, and here comes a buy round, a full gun buy round for RRQ. See if they can finally get a score on the board. And I hope so they do.
Absolutely. We wanted to see some contention here. We're not seeing it. Not to downplay RRQ's ability here, but Boom are just a force to be reckoned with. And Forsaken here, awaiting the call, awaiting the smoke to come out. And there it goes. That's where everything's going off. Now they're going to move in and take A. We're only 2 on the side of A at the moment. These shots coming out. Spencer's going to take out Broody. Really good take there. That's going to stop their push in its tracks. But they are taking the unnecessary angles that they need to. And Vodkin's in a great spot here. I don't think they know that he's here. And they certainly don't. He's going to take one, but he can't take 2.
Yeah, and this looks like the round for RRQ to take. Only Forsaken and Six Fingers left. Machine Gun might meet up with Six Fingers in a second as he is sitting near that stairs connector area and flashes out and beautiful team flash. And then we go. Six Fingers getting the kill onto Machine Gun, evening things out right now. 2v2. Not quite having side control like they would like to have. 38 seconds left on the clock. 2 AKs versus a rifle and an M4. Lurks popping out and finding Six Fingers and getting the kill. 30 seconds left on the clock. Forsaken is sitting in connector. Can he get the kill? Dubstep is very low and just needs to get those first shots.
Absolutely. It does look like this will go down between both Lurks and Forsaken. He does decide to push B. Little does he know he's almost on the tail. And he heard that one. Surely he heard that when he did. Find him. No, he didn't. No, it doesn't matter because he's just going to snap out the AK and take the head off. And he's going up against the AWP, which he just cannot do. And it doesn't matter. That's the first round on the board for RRQ. That has to give them some confidence. That has to give them some momentum.
Yeah, even though they did get the round, though, they're still on a save right now. They're not on that much of a save. They are still able to buy, but they're probably not in the best situation on money. If they lose this, they're back into an eco. And Boom are still just going with a full AK buy, not choosing to chuck anyone on the AWP, even though they have plenty of money to do so. Yeah, they're just going to continue with the saves.
Absolutely, and it does look like they do want to push B side, take mid, have the control that's necessary. We can see tunnel being taken by Forsaken here, and Glushka. And whether or not they're able to take this, I'm not entirely sure. They are being enclosed upon, but they boost up. They've got this. They do and have the necessary capabilities to do this. And Forsaken's already in Sniper's Nest and beyond.
Yeah, he might pick out RRQ. Dispenser is in Sniper Nest with him, and Forsaken has slipped past him completely, already in CT, and might pick up Dubstep in 2 seconds. He's come right behind him. No one's looking behind. He has made no noise. And any moment now, he's going to get the kill, and he sprays at another one and does some beautiful work right there. Spencer's going to finally come up behind him and finally take his life. But he has done a lot of damage, getting rid of that AWP already, and Lushka is trying to get that kill, and he will. Machine Gun is going down, but Six Fingers is also out of the fight. Only Dispenser left on top of Ticket Booth, gets a kill off onto Lurks. No, Groovy did get the kill onto Lurk, and it's only Lushka versus Dispenser.
They're on top of each other. They have no idea, and Klushka worked it out and was able to take out Dispenser. They were just hugging there as the bomb, I should say, was going down. And that was such a shame that he didn't work out that he was right on top of him there. Otherwise, he could have made a randomized spray and more than likely gotten that kill. So, Boom ID taking that round yet again.
Yeah, it is playing very well, sending RRQ back in to the low money zones, only having one rifle with the full team of pistols. But yeah, and then yeah, Boom ID going back with just a 5 AK setup. It's working for it, so why change? They're always showing that they want to use the rifles, don't need that AWP. You know, this map's good for an AWP play, but it's just really working that they're sticking with the AKs.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to bring an AWP at all. I'd like to see them do so, but if they're comfortable running this lineup, why not? And it's working for them. And it seems like they prefer to dominate the A site in order to be able to get the plant down. And they've been showing that every time. And I'd like to see RRQ finally read into it, but they're not. And look at this, not one bit of damage done to Boom, and they've been able to get the plant down completely. This retake is going to have to be a strong one. It does look like there's some stutters going for RRQ there. Such a shame. And these leaping shots in air by Boom and Forsaken there. Some good shots coming up, but nothing connecting other than Vofkin going out and Groovy there, trying to get some shots all the way from stairs.
Yeah, and RRQ not at the best net rate right now. Dubstep and Vofkin were lagging, I believe, but there is some beautiful shots by Groovy. The spray transfer right there. Only Dubstep left alive that I believe is lagging right now, so I feel for him, and that's quite upsetting when internet sort of affects you.
Absolutely. Anyone who is all around the APAC region will know that the internet can be quite an issue. And as a result, we are seeing quite a few of the RRQ members having those issues. So we have a match pause as a result. It's hopefully to rectify those issues, and whether or not they're able to solidify and keep an equilibrium of their internet for the remainder of this game, I'm not sure.